In today's episode of Emotional Code, we're going to talk about the complex and often painful process of falling out of love and whether it's possible to rekindle the flame. This audio recording includes subtitles, allowing you to follow along more mindfully and take in the ideas at a pace that feels right for you. You know that moment when you catch your reflection in a shop window, holding hands with someone who used to feel like home, and you realize you're just going through the motions? The squeeze of their fingers feels rehearsed. The silence between you isn't comfortable, it's deafening. And you're hit with this terrifying thought: what if we're just ghosts of who we used to be? Let's sit in that question, not with platitudes or pep talks, but with the kind of brutal honesty that only comes when you're exhausted from pretending. Because here's the truth about love: they don't put in rom-coms. Love isn't a feeling you fall into. It's a choice you make daily, even when you're so angry you could scream, so hurt you could vanish, so numb you've forgotten why you started. But here's the kicker: that numbness, that ache, it's not the end. It's a wake-up call, a signal that something's still alive under the rubble. And whether you rebuild or walk away, you need to dig through that rubble to find it. Think about the last time you lied to them. Not the big lies, the little ones. I'm fine. Work's good. No, I don't mind you canceling again. We tell ourselves these lies to keep the peace, but what we're really doing is building a wall brick by brick. And here's the cruel irony: the person you're protecting isn't them. It's yourself. Protecting yourself from their disappointment, their anger, their indifference. But walls don't keep love safe, they suffocate it. So how do you stop the slow bleed? Start by admitting you're bleeding. Say it out loud. This isn't working. Not as an attack, not as a blame game, but as a confession. A holy shit, we're in trouble moment. Watch their face. If they flinch, if their eyes flicker with relief, that's your starting line. If they shrug, that's an answer too. Let's talk about resentment, that bitter aftertaste of unmet needs. You know the flavor. Why am I always the planner? Why don't they notice I'm drowning? But here's the twist. Resentment isn't a sign you're falling apart. It's proof you still care enough to want more. It's the part of you that hasn't given up yet, screaming, "I matter," into the void. The fix? Trade scorekeeping for curiosity. Instead of "you never," try "help me understand." For example, help me understand why date nights feel impossible now. Suddenly, you're not adversaries. You're detectives solving the same mystery. And mysteries? They're just stories waiting to be unraveled. But here's where it gets messy. Curiosity requires courage. The courage to ask, what's one dream you've buried, and actually listen to the answer. The courage to admit I've been lonely too, when every cell in your body wants to armor up. The courage to sit in silence together, knees touching until someone cracks and says, "I'm scared we're fading." And sex. Oh, sex. When did it become a checkbox? A chore sandwich between laundry and LinkedIn? We blame busyness, but really, it's fear. Fear that if you touch them without routine, you'll feel nothing. Or worse, everything. The kind of everything that cracks your ribs open and reminds you how much you've missed them. Here's your rebellion. Relearn their body like it's new. Not through grand gestures, but stolen moments. A hand on their neck while they brew coffee. A kiss that lasts 3 seconds longer than usual. A "remember when we?" whispered mid-eye roll. Awkward? Maybe. But awkward is where the magic hides. In the fumbles, the giggles, the "I can't believe we're still doing this," that somehow becomes "I can't believe we get to keep doing this." But what if you're the only one trying? What if your partner's so checked out, their heart's a boarded up house with no trespassing signs nailed to the door? Ask them this: are we a choice or a habit? Then here's the hard part. Listen. Not to their words, but to their silence. To the way they hold their coffee cup too tight, the pause that lasts a beat too long, the flicker in their eyes that says, "I've been wondering the same thing." Their answer might gut you, but here's the truth. Clarity is a gift, even when it comes wrapped in grief, even when it means admitting that the love you're fighting for is already a ghost. Let's pause here. Breathe. This isn't a TED Talk. There's no guarantee, no 10 steps to save your marriage, because real love doesn't follow scripts. It's messy, unpredictable, terrifying. But I can promise you this: regret is heavier than risk. The regret of never asking, never trying, never knowing what could have bloomed from the wreckage. So here's your homework. Tonight, do one thing that scares you. Text them, "We need to talk," and actually mean it. Or sit in silence together, knees touching until someone cracks. Or play hooky from work and drive nowhere, screaming lyrics to the song that used to be yours. Or if you're both too raw, write a letter you'll never send. Burn it, bury it, let it be your secret altar to what was and what could still be. And if it all falls apart, if the chasm's too wide, the hurt too deep, the silence too loud, then grieve, properly. Not in secret showers or LinkedIn lurking stalking, but in rituals. Burn old letters. Plant something in the dirt. Write a eulogy for the love you thought you'd have. Then let it compost. Let it feed whatever grows next. Because here's the thing about endings. They're just beginnings in disguise. Painful? Yes, but necessary. Like forest fires that clear deadwood so new seeds can sprout. Love isn't a noun, it's a verb. And verbs need doing, not perfection, not fairy tales. Just two humans, bruised and brave, saying, "I choose you again, and again and again." So go choose, or go heal, but don't you dare stay stuck in the in-between. If you're still here, if you've stayed with me through all this messy, uncomfortable truth, it means something. It means part of you still believes in love's stubborn magic, in the possibility of rewriting your story, whether that's together or apart. But here's the thing, healing isn't a solo mission. It's a chorus of voices saying, "Me too." Of stories that remind you you're not crazy, not broken, just human. And if this felt like a punch to the gut, good. That means you're alive. And if you need more real talk about love's messy, glorious grind, hit subscribe. No filters, no fluff, just the truth, even when it hurts. This isn't goodbye. It's a let's keep going, together.